Healthy Scratch Red Wings Report, presented by 5v5hockey.com.
Yo, welcome back to the Healthy Scratch Red Wings Report. It's Buschy with you once again. If you enjoyed today's video, please like, comment, and subscribe for more Red Wings content. Today, we are asking the question, are the Red Wings a playoff team? Because right now, I'm not so sure. When we tempered the expectations a little bit at the beginning of the year with Alex DeBrincat coming in, all these free agents, and basically a third of the team is different, I really thought this team could contend for a wild card spot. At the beginning of the year, they were flying. Lots of energy, tons of goals. Going to the games was something that I was really having a good time with. And now in the month of December, we're into January now, but the month of December, let's forget it. I don't know what it is with the Red Wings in the month of December. They are always terrible, and I don't know what's happening because the wheels really fell off. Some key injuries. We went through what is wrong with the Red Wings in our last video. If you want to go and watch that, kind of recap my thoughts on some of the coaching, some of the effort, some of the structure, the defensive liabilities, the goaltending, all the issues that the Red Wings are dealing with. What I want to talk about just real quick today is what is it going to take for these guys to turn it around and maybe make the playoffs? Now, currently the Red Wings sit 5th in the division. This is right before the LA Kings game. The wildcard race is actually kind of interesting because right now the Philadelphia Flyers are 43 points. They're in the first wildcard spot, and the New Jersey Devils are at 42 in that second wildcard spot. There are 2 points separating like 6 teams. It's the Flyers, the Devils, the Capitals, the Lightning, the Penguins, and then the Red Wings. Looking at some of those teams, like the Red Wings can compete with all of these teams. I didn't think the Flyers would be as good as they are. I thought they'd be terrible this year. I thought the Devils would be a lot better. But Tampa Bay, Washington is actually having a decent season. Pittsburgh's right where I thought they'd be. These are the teams that I thought the Red Wings would be in the mix with for a wild card spot anyway. Couple different surprises. The cushion that the Red Wings had at the beginning of the year is now gone. They technically are cushioned. The Panthers, the Leafs, and the Bruins, like the top 3 in the Atlantic, I don't think the Red Wings are catching them, especially with the way they've been playing. The pace that the Red Wings are going to have to play, they're going to have to go with like 650 hockey, I would say. Like you're going to have to win 2 of 3 every single time to try to stay in the wild card hunt or even try to catch some of these other teams. When there's 2 points for a win, 1 point for an overtime loss, there's a lot of 3-point games. Really, really hard for teams to catch up in this league. And especially with the Red Wings, with the inconsistency that they have with defensive structure, with their goaltending right now, with some of the injuries they've had, really tough to keep up. So we went through some of the things that I would change in our last video with the coaching, in the way that I would probably try to change and go back to the way that what they were doing at the beginning of the year. I don't know what happened with they got away from what their identity was. Go back to that. Go watch the tape. Go look at the ferocity that you were playing with. Try and get that energy back. String a few wins together. Feel good about yourself. What can Steve Yzerman do? He can make trades, that's for sure. There's some rumors out there. I don't even say rumors. Just go on Reddit. You'll see a bunch of ideas, and some of them are far-fetched. Some of them are interesting. One that I've been hearing is Noah Hannafin. He's got 1-year deal left with the Flames. I don't think Yzerman would pull a deal for him, being he's like a pure rental. I don't think he'll do that just to get into a wild card spot. What I think is there are some in-house things that the Red Wings can do that, bring in some personnel, sit some other guys down. That's something that hasn't really happened this year. Again, because of some injuries, there's players that are kind of forced to keep playing in the lineup. There are some players that I would have take a seat for a second. We saw what happened with Jake Wallman. He got scratched for a game or two, comes back, couple goals in one game, scores in the next game. Defensively, still not where I think he needs to be, but definitely gave him a little bit of a kick in the pants. Few guys that I can name off the top of my head. Andrew Kopp. He needs to sit down and watch from the press box. I don't like paying this guy $5.5 million to just chip the puck in and go and change. He's not really bringing anything to the table at all offensively. Defensively, he's supposed to be a stud, and he's not. He's average. There's not really a whole lot there. Leading the penalty kill, it's like 13th in the league. It's like right in the middle. There are some bright spots when I see him in Compher on the PK. I'll give him a little bit of credit. But this isn't what I thought they were signing him for. He was supposed to be the second-line center. He has no offensive capability. And when you watch the games, it's abundantly clear that he's really a third-line center. He's not a second-line guy. And even at that center position, he might be way better on the wing. Problem is, we don't really have that center depth right now behind Larkin and Comfort to just throw anybody in that third-line center. Another guy that I think right now needs to take a seat and watch for a game is Shane Gostisbehere. I know people like him because he's flashy and he's offensive, and fans are always going to like these offensive defensemen. But right now he is, in a word, volatile. When he has the puck at the point, I am clenching my butt because I don't know what's going to happen. There's a lot of puck fumbling. Defensively, he's been a nightmare in his own end. And I don't like tearing people apart, but I know that the Gostisbehere we had at the beginning of the year, this isn't him. Like, this is not who I saw at the beginning of the season. There's other guys as well, but it is glaringly obvious that he needs a reset. Sit him down for a second. Get him back to what he was doing at the beginning of the year and just simplify things. Maybe he's trying a little bit too much. I'm not sure, but now Mo Seider's back on that top power play, which is something I have been begging for a long time. Put Gostisbehere on the second one, that's totally fine. Or even Wallman, put him there as well. There's nothing we can really do about the goaltending right now, and that's the thing, is they just need to get healthy. But at this point, I want to ask the question, do we have 3 backup goalies? Because I think we do, because Ville Husso so far this year, and even in the second half last year after his injury, has been very underwhelming. James Reimer is clearly backup level or even worse. And Alex Lyon, as much as, we all have loved how he's been playing, he is a backup goalie. I mean, he started the season as our third goalie. If that's our best guy, we were clamoring for Alex Lyon to come back from injury. I've said that in my last video. If we were really, looking for him to come back, I would say we were in trouble. If you told me that at the beginning of the year, is that we would be really, really hoping for Alex Lyon to come back from an injury, I would have been like, well, we're cooked then. Because that's not good if our third goalie is our best guy. Michael Hutchinson isn't the answer, and I don't think Sebastian Cossa is ready to come up and throw him into this fire yet. So right now, the pickings are slim. I don't think he's going to go out and trade for a UC Saros or John Gibson. Like, the money doesn't really make sense in the contracts, and what you'd have to give up to get these guys doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Some in-house players that I think should be here right now. Simon Edvinsson should be full-time with the Red Wings right now. I think there needs to be some veterans here that are either bye-bye, throw them on waivers, open up a spot for some of these kids that are ready to go. Jonathan Berggren, every time he comes up, he plays well. Now, he's not going to, blow you away. He's not going to be Pavel Datsyuk level, but he proved last year that in that bottom 6, he scored 15 goals as a rookie. I'm not sure why he's not getting more of an opportunity to play over guys like Andrew Kopp, even like a guy like Michael Rasmussen, or when Klim Kostin was there. I don't really get the big thing with him. I know he's a big body in fights, but bring up a guy like Berggren. Bring up a guy like Elmer Soderblom. I don't think he's doing amazing in the minors right now, but he's a big body, and he played with the Wings last year as well. Anything to mix it up, because right now the Red Wings are at best anemic defensively. Offensively, they can put some pucks in the net. The stat that blows my mind, and I think you all know it, is that the Red Wings have not won a game where they've scored 3 goals or less. They have to score 4 goals to win a game. That is not sustainable, and it needs to change, and that comes with the structure, and that comes with coaching. But as a general manager, well, what can I do? I brought in all these guys that I thought were going to be the answer, and right now it doesn't look like some of them are the answer. Things need to change. Let's shake it up. Bring up some of these young guys. Bring some guys that have a little bit of passion. We need some energy. We need some grit, because some of the top guys, there's games where I'm going, come on, Larkin, let's go. I know he's coming off injury. He's had some bad stuff happen in his life. I'm not going to go into that type of stuff. I'm just talking about hockey. You got the C on your jersey. Let's carry these guys. Patrick Kane's been a really, really good addition for the Red Wings, but ever since he's come in, it hasn't been great. Since that San Jose game where they were up 4 and lost the game, the Red Wings have been in a tailspin. Something needs to shake them out of it. I don't know if it's a big fight, a big hit, a win that feels really good for them, because a couple of the wins they've got recently too haven't felt great either. They haven't played well, and they just got the 2 points. That's going to happen, but they've been playing the same way for about a month, and it's not sustainable. So what's it going to take for these guys to make the playoffs? Complete 180 from whatever they're doing right now. They need to change things. So do you guys think that the Red Wings are going to make the playoffs? Do you think they'll get into a wild card spot? Is this just a skid, or is this who the Red Wings are right now? Are they just, a vulnerable team that's a little bit down on its luck? Will they turn it around? What do you guys think needs to happen? Now, it can be trades, it can be line changes. Do you think Derek Lalonde should be on the hot seat? Should some of the assistants be on the hot seat? Anything goes. I mean, if you think Steve Yzerman is part of the problem, you let me know, because right now, most of the time I feel like I have some answers, but right now I'm struggling to find them, so maybe you can help me. If you guys enjoyed that video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm at 1,000 subscribers. I want to thank everybody for that. I will see you in the next one.